The quiet of a Tuesday afternoon broke with 3 hard knocks. Ashley froze. Through the peephole, a woman in a blue blazer waited, a badge clipped to her belt.
Ashley Carter? I'm Nicole Reeves with CPS. We've received an anonymous report of neglect and possible substance abuse involving your children. An anonymous report? Of neglect? That's absurd. Someone is lying. I need to ask you some questions and take a look around. May I come inside? Of course. Come in. You'll see there's nothing here.
Nicole stepped across the threshold, her eyes already cataloging the space.
The children are in the living room, this way.
Nicole's eyes swept the tidy couches and the children playing. The report already felt hollow, but Ashley knew this was just the start. The real danger was knowing who had made that call. Ashley led the investigator past the tidy couches. Lily and Ethan sat on the rug, their puzzle half finished, their faces curious.
That's Lily, 5, Ethan, 3. They look content. A quiet afternoon at home? Happy and healthy. Let her see every inch. There's nothing to hide.
They moved into the kitchen, the scent of lemon cleaner still in the air. Ashley pulled open the refrigerator door without waiting for a request.
You've got fresh fruit, vegetables, labeled leftovers. Dinner together every night. Breakfast too. There have never been missed meals here.
Nicole's eyes moved to the side of the fridge, a chore chart with gold stars, a school calendar, a drawing of a stick figure family.
These aren't the cupboards of a neglectful home. Nothing in this file is adding up.
She shut the fridge and straightened, her face unreadable as ever. Nicole looked up from her clipboard and her hand stopped moving. She was staring at Ashley's face, not as an investigator, but as if trying to place someone from a half-forgotten memory, a face she once knew.
Wait, Ashley Carolyn? Ashley Carter? That's my name. Have we met? Nicole Reeves, your freshman year roommate. Eastwood Hall, room 214. Nicole? That can't be. The quiet girl who helped me through calculus? Oh my God. Nicole, I didn't recognize you. It's been over a decade. I almost didn't recognize you either. You look the same, but more settled. This is my job now.
The clipboard hung forgotten at her side. The formal distance between caseworker and subject thinned into something neither expected, something that reminded them of late-night talks in a cramped dorm room.
I can't believe you're here under these circumstances. This report. It's a lie, Nicole. I know, Ash. I already knew before I stepped inside, but I need to finish the procedure.
Nicole set her clipboard aside and rested her hand on the folder, the professional posture finally yielding to something older.
I remember watching you graduate magna cum laude. You never once acted like it was a given. And after your father's accident, the DUI, you never touched a drop. I offered you champagne at graduation and you said no. She really does remember. Every careful choice I made to be nothing like them. Then in 2019, you walked away from that man. No drama, no screaming. Just a packed bag and a door that didn't slam. You saw all that? I didn't think anyone paid attention. I paid attention. You were the bravest person I knew. That's why this report, it doesn't fit.
The folder between them felt like a prop now, a meaningless piece of a file that had already been proven false by memory.
Then you already know I'm not who this report claims I am. I'm a good mother, Nicole. I know, but I still have to follow procedure before I can close it. Let me ask the required questions. Then we figure out who's behind this.
Nicole drew her clipboard close and became the investigator again, though her voice stayed softer than protocol required.
Standard question first. Are your children currently healthy and up to date on doctor visits? Perfectly. Both had checkups last month. Their pediatrician's number is on the fridge. There's food in the house. That's clear. Who else lives here? Just us. Their father passed 2 years ago. It's me and them. The allegation includes substance abuse. Do you consume alcohol or keep any in the house? I haven't had a drink since I was 18 years old. That's a matter of record, as you well know.
Nicole's pen barely moved. She scribbled less than a sentence.
She knows this is a farce. So why does my heart still pound?
The standard questions were over, but the most important one still hung in the air between them. Nicole set her clipboard down and slid it across the table, a signal that the official part was done.
There's one more thing, Ash. The report was anonymous, but the department records a callback number. I can check who called.
She pulled a government-issued phone from her blazer and logged into the secure intake portal, the screen casting a pale blue glow across her face.
I have the number right here. It's a local line, 555-273-8419. Does that mean anything to you? The digits looked familiar in a way that made her stomach clench, but she couldn't grasp why. It felt close, like a number she'd seen 100 times, but her mind refused to connect it.
Nicole leaned forward, reading the growing panic on Ashley's face. Her own composure faltered.
Ashley, you're pale. Do you know this person? Can I see the screen again, please?
Nicole slid the phone across the table, the number still glowing up at Ashley like a silent accusation she couldn't yet name. Ashley lifted the phone with numb fingers. She stared at the number, and the pieces locked together with a sickening click.
That's Patricia's number. The phone I called every Sunday until last Christmas. That's my mother's cell, Patricia Hayes. She made the call. Wait, let me verify the registration. Are you certain?
Nicole took the phone back and scrolled through the intake records. Her professional composure cracked as the name popped up.
It's registered to Patricia Hayes, same address as yours. Ashley, your own mother filed this report.
Nicole's jaw tightened, her eyes going cold. The friendly nostalgia vanished, replaced by the steel of a woman who had seen too many weapons disguised as concern.
This is a malicious report. I'm closing your case as unfounded and flagging this in the system. Patricia won't get away with it. Jealousy. It was always jealousy, my grades, my wedding, my kids. But I never thought she'd try to take them.
The kitchen felt smaller. The report wasn't a stranger's lie anymore. It was a message from the one person who should have been Ashley's fiercest protector. Nicole pulled the binder from her leather bag and flipped it open. Her voice was still kind, but the hesitant friend had vanished. The officer of the law was here now.
This report is malicious. I'm closing your case right now.
She circled unfounded in red ink and wrote false report, flagged for investigation across the bottom.
Patricia will be formally notified. The department will open a case against her for filing a false report. What could happen to her? It's a misdemeanor. Jail time possible, a fine, and it becomes public record, permanent. My own mother. She tried to take my children and now she might go to jail. I thought I'd feel guilt. I don't. I won't protect her. She made this bed. Do what you have to do.
Nicole's pen hovered for only a second. Then she signed with one decisive stroke. The investigation into Ashley Carter was closed. The investigation into Patricia Hayes was just beginning. Nicole slid a paper across the table. The official CPS determination, the word UNFO owned it stamped in red.
You're cleared, Ash. Keep this document. I won't be on your doorstep as an investigator again. Thank you. I don't know how to thank you for everything. Patricia will be formally notified. The department will open a false report case against her. She'll learn soon. She'll know. And when she does, Sunday dinner will be a reckoning.
Nicole stood and tucked the binder under her arm, the professional mask settling back into place.
If Patricia contacts you, document every word. Don't delete anything. It will help.
They walked to the front door, the late sun casting long shadows across the floor.
I have to face her. Not just in court, at that dinner table. She needs to see what she did.
The door closed. Ashley pulled out her phone, stared at Patricia's contact photo, and then slipped the phone away. She sank onto the couch, Lily and Ethan building towers of blocks at her feet, their world still safe and unbruised.
Last Christmas, Patricia said I'd let myself go. That was just the latest small cruelty.
Ashley opened the CPS portal on her phone and bookmarked the investigation page.
Sunday. She'll play the doting grandmother. She'll accuse me of something. I'll let her dig her own grave.
She whispered to the empty room, testing the words.
Was it you, Mom? The one who tried to have my children taken?
Ethan toddled over and she scooped him up, burying her face in his hair.
No warning, no chance to spin it. She'll see the portal and know it's over.
She walked to the fridge and circled Sunday on the calendar in red ink.
Sunday dinner. I'm not the accused anymore. I'm the one holding the truth.
The Sunday sun was high when Ashley pulled into Patricia's wide driveway, the house looming like a set piece in a play she'd seen too many times.
One look at that portal and it's over. My pocket feels heavy with the truth.
Lily and Ethan chattered in the back seat, too young to read the tension in their mother's grip on the steering wheel. She lifted the store-bought pie from the passenger seat and walked toward the front door, her face smooth as porcelain.
Ashley, sweetheart, come in, come in. The children look precious as always.
Patricia enveloped her in a hug that smelled of expensive perfume and performance. Ashley returned the embrace without closing her eyes.
The pie looks store-bought. I was hoping you'd bring something homemade, but you're so busy, aren't you?
Homemade takes time, Mom. I'm sure it'll taste just as sweet.
She steered the children ahead of her into the dining room, where the extended family was already gathering. The table was set for 12, the clink of silver and chatter filling the air. Ashley took her seat and waited for the opening move. Patricia doted loudly on Lily and Ethan, but her praise for Ashley carried a familiar serrated edge.
Ashley, sweetheart, you look exhausted. Are you sleeping at all? The children need you alert and present.
I'm fine, Mom. It was a long week, but nothing I can't handle.
They deserve stability, consistency. A mother's focus should stay on her home, don't you think?
The table's chatter dimmed. A few relatives exchanged uneasy glances over their plates.
In fact, I've heard concerns from people who genuinely care about the children's welfare. People who felt they had to speak up.
Every fork stopped. The silence was absolute.
There it is. She's almost bragging. She thinks she's untouchable.
I only want what's best. Surely everyone here agrees with that.
Ashley set her water glass down with a deliberate clink and lifted her chin, her eyes never leaving Patricia's face. Ashley's voice sliced through the silence, steady and cold as a scalpel.
Who are these concerned people, Mom? I'd like their names.
Well, people talk, Ashley. There's no need to be dramatic.
You said people who care? So who exactly? Or was it just you?
Before Patricia could answer, Ashley reached into her dress pocket and pulled out her phone.
Let me ask you differently. Was it you who called Child Protective Services on me?
The table erupted in gasps. Patricia's face went slack, the wine glass trembling in her hand.
Here, look at this and tell everyone at this table you didn't do it.
Ashley opened the CPS portal, the investigation page already loaded, and laid the phone on the tablecloth. She pushed it across the polished wood until it stopped inches from Patricia's wine glass, the screen glowing up at her like a verdict. Patricia's hand closed around the phone with the irritation of someone who expected to swat away a trivial complaint. She lifted it to her face. The screen cast a cold light across her features.
What is this? Some sort of document portal? Why would she?
Then her scrolling stopped. Her own name stared back at her. The blood drained from her face. Her jaw slackened, and the wine glass wobbled dangerously in her other hand.
This is... You can't.
The room held its breath. Patricia's children and siblings leaned forward, their faces a mixture of confusion and dawning horror.
It says investigation for false report, pending. That's you, Mom. The department opened a case after they traced your call.
No, I didn't. This is a mistake.
But Patricia's voice had lost its music. The denial was paper thin, and everyone at the table could see straight through it. Patricia shoved the phone across the table, nearly knocking over her wine glass. Her composure was shattering.
That's a fake. Ashley fabricated this, or hacked it, I don't know.
Ashley didn't flinch. She retrieved her phone and held it steady.
The investigator was Nicole Reeves, my old college roommate. She remembered me instantly, and she traced the call. Your cell number was on the intake report, Mom. I recognized it before Nicole even said your name.
Around the table, aunts and uncles exchanged wide-eyed looks. Someone whispered, "My God, she really did it."
I was only trying to help. You don't understand. I had concerns. Real concerns.
An uncle leaned back, disgust flickering across his face. Patricia's children stared at her as if seeing a stranger.
No, Mom. You had jealousy, and you tried to use the system to take my children.
The room fell into a stunned murmur, the foundation of Patricia's authority crumbling with every heartbeat. Patricia's chair scraped against the floor as she lurched to her feet, the wine glass toppling in a crimson arc.
I was trying to protect those children. You'll all see. She's the unfit one.
No one reached out. No one called her back. She grabbed her purse with shaking hands. The front door slammed hard enough to rattle the china. A moment later, an engine roared and tires peeled away. Inside the dining room, the silence was broken only by a strangled sob from an elderly aunt. Relatives stared at their plates or at the empty doorway, the weight of what just happened pressing down.
She's gone. She'll never set foot in one of these dinners again.
Ashley slowly pulled her children closer, their small hands gripping hers, a shield of quiet comfort. The room began to stir, low murmurs of disbelief and reassurance filling the air like a slow return to breathing. Outside, Patricia's taillights shrank and disappeared into the suburban dusk, leaving only the silence of consequence. In the dining room, Ashley remained seated as the weight of what happened settled over the table. An uncle broke the silence, muttering that he had always known Patricia was controlling. Other relatives offered quiet apologies, their embarrassment palpable in the low light.
I won't rub it in. They'll see the truth now without my help.
She thanked them softly and gathered Lily and Ethan, who clung to her hands. They left earlier than usual, stepping into the cool evening air.
It's over. She's gone from this house, from my Sundays, from my life.
Ashley paused and looked out at the dark street, breathing in the silence. She pulled the car door shut and sat for a moment, the engine still, the way forward finally clear. Then she started the engine and drove home, the weight of betrayal lifting with every mile. 1 week later, Sunday dinner was held at a cousin's home, the table crowded and warm. Patricia's chair sat empty at the head of the table, a silent marker of her absence. No one spoke her name, but the air was lighter, the knife edge of judgment gone.
She's not here. No cutting remarks, no poison, just family.
Her uncle cracked a joke, and the table erupted in genuine laughter. Lily and Ethan played with their cousins in the next room, their shrieks of joy spilling into the dining room. For the first time in years, Ashley felt like she belonged at this table without having to brace for a wound. The meal stretched long into the evening, conversations flowing without the old undercurrents. When she finally gathered her children to leave, she realized it was the first Sunday dinner she hadn't dreaded. A new Sunday rhythm was beginning, one where she could breathe. A few days later, a white envelope with the state seal lay on Ashley's kitchen counter, waiting. She slid it open with a butter knife, her fingers trembling just enough to make the paper shake. The letter began, "Please be advised that Patricia Hayes has been charged with 1 count of making a false report, a Class A misdemeanor."
It's real. The state is holding her accountable. I didn't have to fight alone.
She read on. An initial hearing was scheduled, and she had the right to be notified of its outcome. Her hands steadied. The letter was cold bureaucracy, but it carried the weight of truth.
After all these years, the truth finally has a paper trail. No more whispered denials.
She placed the letter on the counter, the official seal facing up, a quiet monument to a private war. Outside the kitchen window, the morning light seemed brighter, as if the world had finally shifted back into balance. She knew Patricia would face a judge, but that was tomorrow's reckoning. Today, the law had spoken. That afternoon, Ashley's phone buzzed. Nicole's name lit up the screen.
Nicole? I just got the letter from the DA. I know. I wanted to call you myself. The DA is using my report and the intake records. Patricia's case is airtight.
Ashley exhaled, a sound halfway between a laugh and a sob.
I can't believe our reunion was over CPS paperwork. Some homecoming, huh? At least you're on the right side of the clipboard this time. We'll have to swap dorm stories one day, the non-judicial kind.
The tension cracked into a shared laugh, the kind only old friends could find in the wreckage.
I don't know how to thank you for all of this. You didn't just close a case, you gave me my life back. You don't have to. Just promise me we'll get coffee sometime, without the case file this time.
Ashley smiled, a real one that reached her eyes. For the first time in weeks, she understood she wasn't alone. Across town, a for sale sign jutted from Patricia's front lawn, the once proud house dark behind it. Inside, Patricia sat alone in her living room, the curtains drawn against the afternoon light. Her phone lay on the coffee table, the screen showing a list of blocked calls from family numbers. The DA's letter lay crumpled beside it, the same words she'd read a dozen times already. She lifted a framed photo of Ashley at age 10. The glass cracked from top to bottom, dropped in a rage or grief she couldn't name.
She was always so bright. I couldn't stand it.
Her reflection in the cracked glass looked older than she remembered, hollowed out by the silence. No one called to check on her. The Sunday dinners continued without her chair. She set the photo down, but her hand hovered, unwilling to let go of the last piece of a daughter who had walked away. Outside, the for sale sign swung in the wind, the only movement on a dead-end street. Months later, a Sunday morning, Ashley poured pancake batter onto the griddle while Lily and Ethan colored at the kitchen table.
No dinner at Patricia's, no stiff smiles, just us.
After breakfast, they walked to the neighborhood park, the October air crisp and clean. At the swings, Nicole appeared with 2 coffee cups, her blue blazer traded for a fleece jacket.
Decaf. I promise, I'm completely off duty today.
Ashley took the cup, her laugh light and unburdened, a sound she hadn't made in years. Nicole pushed Lily on the swing while Ethan gathered a fistful of dandelions.
We're friends outside the case files now. That's what matters. This is all I ever wanted. Not her approval, this.
That evening, after the children were asleep, Ashley stood on the porch. 2 empty mugs sat on the railing, catching the last light. The silence was no longer lonely. It was peaceful.